Hello, fellow veterans. My name is Tom Korth. I am an employment specialist here at HVAF helping veterans and families, and today I'm going to be giving you a rundown on how to create an effective LinkedIn profile as well as using social media for business. This is basically going to be your quick guide to using LinkedIn for your employment needs and for your job search. So the big question is, why do we use social media for business? Well, basically using social media allows you and employers to connect and interact on a more personal level so they can get to know you a little bit more. That's one of the great advantages to living in the world we live in today with social media and with all the wonderful things we can do with the internet. Social media is an opportunity to further develop your image, so also develop your type of brand, so to speak, what your persona is and your work ethic. Social media can be a good way of attracting new potential employers for you to work for. It keeps you up to date with company events, hiring fairs, and success stories across the nation. It also maximizes your exposure to employers. So the business ethics and social media, the do's and don'ts of business and social media. So you're going to find out that the don'ts highly outweigh the do's. So let's start with the do's. So the do's of social media: be active on your profile. Definitely be active on your LinkedIn. Keep it up to date. Keep track of time. Time does matter. You can, excuse me, you can experiment by posting at different times and paying attention to analytics. Find out when your followers are most active on social media and post during those time frames. The best time to post is in the afternoon and after work, where people are most likely going to see your post rather than during the workday. Maintain one voice. So social media is great for sharing, but make sure that your message is clear and consistent across all channels. This includes any websites, public sites, social media, etc. So those are the only do's. Now we move into the don'ts. So do not like your own post. Of course, you like your post, you posted it, but don't like or favorite your own material. Um, it just looks too tacky. Of course, you know you're going to like it if you posted it. So do not neglect your profile. Use your social media. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date, as I just mentioned. If you get a new certification, add it on there. A new employer and or job description or promotion added on there. You always want to make sure it is up to date and ready to go where employers can see it. Don't share too much and be careful what you say. You want employers to have a clear understanding of your post, but you don't want to share too much, and you definitely want to be careful as to not rub somebody with a different belief the wrong way. So just keep your post very short and precise. Don't oversay too much, and just word it. Word your post in terms that you believe that it's going to please the most demographic. Have a personality. Dull and boring posts lead to dull, boring results. You have to be excited about your post. If you aren't excited and you don't love what you stand for, neither will employers. Employers love to see what you stand for, and what you're about and what you believe in. So you don't want to connect with just everyone. So just because someone follows you, that doesn't mean you have to follow them back. You want to connect with people that you know or are familiar with, or part of a business that you want to connect with because you think it would be within your wheelhouse, so to speak. So it's a company you've been wanting to work for a long time. It's been a company that's been on your radar. Don't just connect with anybody that you don't know. Connect with people that you know, that you're going to be able to network with, and are going to be a potential good suit as an employer for you. Don't forget to network just as you would in real life. You always want to make sure you make connections and grow your image by networking and building quality relationships on social media. If your impression is good enough, you might be able to work in a few word of mouth shout outs. That's pretty much how our world works today. It was with a lot of shout outs and somebody knows somebody. So it's always good to network yourself and sell yourself, so to speak. Don't forget about privacy settings. You use them on your personal profiles, so you should definitely do the same with your business profile. Remember, once you share something on the internet, it does not go away. You can delete the post, but screenshots can happen. We've seen this so many times where people take screenshots of something before somebody deletes a post, and then it's still all over the internet. Taking care of your privacy settings also includes protecting your passwords. So choose a password that is extremely secure and only give the passwords to a select few. You don't want your social media accounts to fall into the wrong hands, and there's a lot of scammers out there. I know a couple people whose Facebook profiles have been hacked. So just be careful with who you're sharing your password with, and definitely automatically signing in on the internet. Don't add spam. It's just basically common sense. Don't do it. If you feel like something is spam but you're not sure, don't click on anything unless you know it's from a sender, from a reputable company, or a name that you know. Nobody likes spam, whether it's via email or social media. If you are constantly posting the same information over and over, or you know, inundating your followers, you risk becoming a nuisance, and you could lose some of your followers that you worked hard to attract. Getting back to the spam right quick, so if somebody tries to add you on LinkedIn, does not have a profile picture, or it looks like they have an uncompleted profile, don't add them. Same goes for Facebook on your personal page too. So don't ignore comments. So this is vital to engage with your potential employers. With no engagement, they feel as maybe you don't care about working for their business, or you don't seem motivated. Don't ignore relevant comments or private messages. Use them as an opportunity to interact with employers, to show them how you address positive and negative situations, but definitely never ignore them, so they can see what you're about, and getting back to that one bullet point, showing what you stand for. So don't delete negative comments. Acknowledging a problem can not only make an upset employer happy, but it can also prevent the company from having a PR issue later. Addressing negative comments shows that you are proactive in resolving issues and that you aim to serve those who you work for. So basically, keeping negative comments on your profile and addressing them shows that you have good conflict resolution skills. If you just go ahead and delete the comment, it can make an upset employer even more upset because the problem's not being addressed. But if you keep it there, don't worry about making yourself look bad. Worry about addressing it in a good manner, and that way you can keep your potential employers happy and other people happy as well. Don't rely on automation, so you lose personal touch with employers if it sounds like a computer is speaking to them. Humanize your image to make the engagement experience for the employer more personable. So don't set an automation post to post at 3:30 in the morning. People know you're not going to be awake at 3:30 in the morning. At least most people aren't. So go ahead and not rely on automation, but post directly to your profile, posting it yourself at all possible. And if you're going to do automation, make sure you do it at times that are relevant during the day. Mainly encouraged to post during business hours. And last but not least, keep your personal and business social media accounts separate. This is a big one, and we are all guilty of it, myself included. So I had a bunch of people from work on my Facebook, my personal Facebook profile. And once I did some research and was putting together this PowerPoint, not as a sign of disrespect to them, but I went ahead and deleted everybody from work off of my personal Facebook page, because work and your personal life should be kept separate as much as possible. So it's recommended that you maintain one social media account for business use and a completely separate one for personal use. This includes posting and connections. If you have a business connection on your personal page, It could lead to workplace conflict due to posts that you think are funny and appropriate, but they might not be funny to someone else. For instance, political beliefs, raunchy memes, religious beliefs, profanity, etc. These circumstances could lead to your leadership getting involved if somebody reports you, and it could result in you getting write-ups and or termination. So at all possible, try to keep coworkers off your personal Facebook page. It's strongly encouraged. You can have your work family, but also have your personal family. So you got your work family, personal family. Both of them mean a lot to you, but both of them should be kept separate at all possible. So diving right in, how do we build a LinkedIn profile, you're probably asking? Well, first let's ask, why do we use LinkedIn? So we use LinkedIn to network with other professionals. It's a great career management tool to help you manage what you want out of a career. Your target audiences are transitional military college students and other professional on LinkedIn. So you fall in that category of transitional military. Maybe some of you are college students and definitely other professionals. Use the question and answer function to ask a network of professionals questions or advice. Join LinkedIn groups specific to your industry for group discussions and news. It allows you to keep your private life separate from your professional life. LinkedIn is information rich and not a photo and personal sharing system. So getting started, basically all you have to do is go to www.linkedin.com and create a profile. So when you go to LinkedIn, it'll have a profile. This box or something similar should pop up. You put in your first name, last name, email, and password, and you click join now and just follow the steps to create your profile. And we'll briefly walk through those today. So once you create a LinkedIn profile, you can add a photo, business professional photo, preferably have somebody take like a headshot of you with a couple of inches above your head and with a little bit of your chest and shoulders showing. You can join groups. You can post discussions on groups. You can participate in threads. Let it be known that you are an open networker and open to employment. LinkedIn has a new feature that allows you to put on your profile photo a little strip that says you are open to work, which enables recruiters to know that this person is ready to work, ready to go to work, and that'll help them reach out to you. Get recommendations, and lots of them. You can diversify your contacts. You can use your network to your advantage. But most of all, you want to keep your profile updated and active. I know we've heard that quite a few times already in this presentation, but can't stress the importance of that enough. Keep your profile active and updated. So when you're creating a profile, there's a couple of things that you want to do and remember. You want to make sure you complete every section in your profile. To the best of your ability, some sections you might not be able to complete, but to the best of your advantage, create every single profile section in your LinkedIn profile. Be authentic and include a strength summary. So at the top, there'll be what's called a little summary. So you just want to put a little something in there about yourself and your background. Check your spelling and grammar. Create a catchy headline. For instance, my headline is just basically my job title right now, Employment Specialist at HVAF of Indiana Incorporated. But if I was unemployed, I would put dedicated and hardworking veteran looking for my next career opportunity. Something along that lines. Something that's going to catch the employer's attention right away. Complete an interesting summary, which shows up higher in the profile, usually shows up right underneath the headline. It's usually right in there with the strength summary. Customize your public profile URL. This can be edited under the profile settings. It makes it, you have to make it easy to remember, so something that's professional. You want to have your profile set as, so you can easily give out your URL to your LinkedIn profile, which is basically a URL is your website address. So profile examples. So we're going to start up at the top with everything we just discussed. So you have a professionally taken headshot right here. You can see that this woman has a headshot where you can see mostly her head. Doesn't have a lot of head space in there. You always want to have a couple of inches up here of white space is what they call it. So your head can fit in the entire picture and you have a little bit of a background. Make sure that your background is appropriate. So either a plain background or some type of neutral background, so to speak. Have your name up here. Here's the catchy headline that we were talking about. So she has a writer of powerful LinkedIn profiles, author, speaker. Basically what she does right now. So that's her attention-getting headline. Complete your experiences. So basically your job descriptions. It's optional if you want to put in a few bullet points of what you did with those job descriptions. I personally don't have bullet points of my past job description experiences there, just rather my title and what I did. Also, connections, your contact info and your customized URL will be right underneath that. This is just for you to know how many connections you have, and we'll get into contact info in a little bit. Your customized URL will also show up right down here. So moving and digging right into your summary. So you want to have a compelling, interesting summary using a natural conversational tone. So you want your summary to clearly state what your goals you have accomplished in your career are, and also what your future goals are and what you hope to accomplish. So like this person has, it's my mission to help professionals take control of their internet presence and present themselves in a way that inspires, impresses, and builds confidence in their abilities, products, and services. This is an example of what you hope to achieve in the future. But also put in there your name and some of your things that you love doing and what you have accomplished already. This will give the employer a good idea on who you are and where you come from. Number 6, a clear call to action so your reader can reach out and easily contact you. So putting your LinkedIn URL down there, or putting your contact info by telephone or email. Do be advised though, when you're adding your information to your profile, it might not be best to add a phone number due to privacy concerns. So you could give your phone number out. You could start getting a lot of junk emails, or I'm sorry, junk phone calls. So you want to try and keep your number private as all possible unless an employer wants to reach out to you for an interview. So adding your email is probably the most appropriate. Make sure this is an email that you probably don't care about, where you might get some spam emails too. But this email should also be the email where you want to have to do your job search with, and you really want to maintain the consistency of one email address and not have 2 emails to be contacted at. So once your profile is all created, you got everything set up, it will look a little something like this if you are on it from your computer. So one thing we did not go over is one thing you should have on your LinkedIn profile is a custom header image. So this visually enhances your profile to reflect your unique professional brand. Basically what that means is it says about who you are. So, for example, in my profile, I have the HVAF of Indiana cover photo at the top. It has our company logo as well as a picture of some of our veterans that we've helped in previous years. So this right here is going to be your profile summary box. This is, again, the overview of all your professional experience, including your current position, location, as well as previous experience in education. You're going to have a box show up here with all your posts. So this is whatever you post, comment on, like somebody else's post, it will all show up here. Every bit of your activity will show up in this box. Your followers will show up here. Again, your followers are the number of people that choose to receive updates when you share content. And again, your summary. It's basically a overview of your professional journey, your goals, your specialties. The summary is a more personal overview of your career. But this is what your profile will look like if you are on it from your computer. It will look very similar to if you are on it from your mobile phone. It just will be a little bit smaller and a little bit more condensed. So moving into experience, this is what your experience boxes should look like. As I stated, it's good to have some bullet points down on each of your experiences. I professionally do not have that in there myself. It's just simply because some of my jobs that I have done since getting out of the military and upon graduating college, some of my jobs that I have had have just been just a wide variety of things that I have done. And even though I try to narrow it down to so many bullet points, you want to try to keep it to 5. But even though I tried to narrow it down, I just couldn't. And it just was this long laundry list of important things that I have done. And all of them are important. So I just choose to keep my title, what company I worked for, the dates that I worked there, and then maybe just 1 or 2 lines of what I've done. If an employer is really interested, they'll see all this on your resume. But to me, if you don't have all these bullet points, it's going to be a lot easier for the employer to read and know where you've worked in the past and your job titles that you've done, and then they're going to be intrigued about it. They're going to want to know more about it. So I always usually just keep the bullet points and the more in-depth description of what I've done for my resume and for the interview process. But this is what it should look like. So here are some clues that your LinkedIn profile is getting noticed and working. So the first one is your search appearances and profile views will have increased. Now, in order to see who is actually viewing your profile, their name, what company they work for, you most likely have to have the upgraded version of your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have the upgraded version, you just have the standard version, you can see that someone has viewed your profile, but you just can't see who it is. The second bullet point is people are viewing your profile in your target industry. So that's how you know that your profile is working as well. And now the clear blue, the third bullet point, you'll have people reaching out to you both on and off LinkedIn. So you'll have people emailing you if you have your email address on your LinkedIn profile. You'll have people reaching out to you via LinkedIn private messenger to say your experience looks like what we are looking for. Can you please send me your resume, and go on to their website to apply. So those are 3 clues that your LinkedIn profile is being noticed. Now, one of the great features of LinkedIn is you can actually job search on LinkedIn. So up at the top here, you're going to have a whole bunch of tabs when you're on LinkedIn. This never goes away. So you got your home button, which is basically your news feed where you can see everybody's post. You've got My Network, which takes you into who your connections are, jobs, messaging, and notifications when you get a notification that someone's viewing your profile or whatever comes across your LinkedIn. You're going to want to click on the button that says Jobs at the top. Now, the great thing about this is you can create a list of stuff that matches what you are looking for in a job, and it will pinpoint those jobs out for you, and it will actually give you a notification when a job in that field becomes available. It can also suggest job-related searches based off your LinkedIn profile and what your experience is. So like here, this popped up in my suggest job searches because this is what a lot of my experience has entailed. Remote work, salesperson, assistant sales representative, lead sales representative, sales cashier, sales associate, assistant manager. So you can click on each one of these to look for jobs in these areas. Over here to the side, you're going to see a tab that says My Jobs. So when you're going down here, you can save a job. When you click into it, it's going to give you the option to save a job. So when you go in here, it will show you jobs that you have saved. If you go in there and switch the title to interviewed for the position, you can go in there and put interviewed for this position. It will keep track of where you're at in your job search and what jobs that you've reached out to. You also have job alerts, which is basically what jobs are available. You can type in salary requirements to kind of narrow down your job search. You can take skill assessments, which a lot of these employers on LinkedIn do like, is when you have these certain skill assessments, you can attach that to your LinkedIn profile. It also has a tab for interview prep. So you can click on that tab and it will have a whole bunch of articles and videos, I do believe, as well, to prep you for your interview. It also has a resume builder that will help you build a resume right on LinkedIn. You just fill in the blanks and it will put together a resume for you. Job seeker guidance. You can also have videos that will guide you in your job seeking experience. And then you got certain application settings. So another good feature is if you go here and it says recommended for me. So my degree is in communications. So pops up here, social media manager for Apple. The good thing about some of these jobs is if you have your LinkedIn profile fully filled out, fully created the way it should, you can click here and go easy apply, answer 2 or 3 questions that the employer makes you add, and you can just apply using your LinkedIn profile. You don't even need to fill out a resume or anything like that. When you hit submit off easy apply, it will go straight to the employer, and that HR representative of that company will be notified that they have an application waiting, and they will reach out to you if you meet their requirements. Wow, how easy is that? That is one of the great features of job searching on LinkedIn. It is the easy road, so I don't recommend it totally, but it does help you. Get more out of your job search and apply for more jobs in a short amount of time. It also shows you down here how many people have applied for the position just on LinkedIn. So this right here says for sales associate at Martin Binder Jeweler. It's an official Rolex jeweler. 6 people have applied for that job as a sales associate off LinkedIn. That doesn't mean that others haven't applied outside of LinkedIn. So this is, it also shows you how many people have applied. It will also show you if you're a top applicant for that position and if they are still actively recruiting for that position. So those are a couple things you want to be on the lookout for. So there's a few things that you can do to get the most out of your job search on LinkedIn and ensure that your profile stands out to employers and recruiters. So you can check out some of these best practices listed here for how you can make a good first impression, build your network, and discover the right opportunities. So finding the right job, you can easily search for jobs on LinkedIn and the jobs homepage like we just went over. You can consider researching the companies and ways that you can recognize and avoid fraudulent tactics before you apply. A lot of people on LinkedIn are phishing. There is a lot of these job agencies that will give your information to everybody under the sun. So you want to be careful of that. If you have any concerns about a job post, you can report it. So you can also set up job alerts, find work from home jobs, save your jobs, and you can access a lot of different unique insights about your job. But this is just for premium accounts. That's that upgraded status. It can help you make informed decisions on whether the job will be a good fit for you. So applying and preparing for a job on LinkedIn, you can use the resume assistant feature, the resume builder button that we discussed 2 slides ago. You can also upload a default resume to use when you're applying for jobs posted on LinkedIn. You can use the interview preparation feature that will allow you to prepare for your interview. You can also keep track of jobs you've applied to. And you can view all applications for easy apply jobs that are hosted on LinkedIn. These are only jobs that do not require you to go to their company website, so they will not be on this list. But that's an effective tool as well if you're looking to use the easy apply feature. So updating your LinkedIn profile, as we said as well. So basically add a recent photo within the last year is recommended to update your photo every year or 2 years. Update your current location. Update your education information if you have any more certifications or education you've gone through, and definitely add contact information of how you like to be contacted outside LinkedIn. As I mentioned before, an email address would be more beneficial to keep spam to a minimum. So this slide is just reiterating what we said in the previous slides. So using the summary on your profile to share more information about yourself and what types of opportunities you are pursuing. Enable the open to work feature. This lets recruiters know that you are open to new opportunities. Like I said, the little green banner that will be on your profile picture that says open to work, that shows the recruiters that you are able to, you are looking for your next opportunity and you are ready to work. Also, there's an internal one if you don't want that on your profile picture. If you click a box on your profile that says let recruiters know I'm open to work, it will give you an option to make it public or keep it private. So the only people that will be able to see your open to work if you're private is just recruiters. So if somebody on LinkedIn has put down their profile as a recruiter profile, those are the only people that will be able to see that, especially if you're in a position right now and you don't want your current employer to know that you are currently exploring other opportunities. That's a good feature to use. Definitely take the skill assessments as well under the tab that we discussed a couple slides ago. So you also want to expand your professional network. So connect with other LinkedIn members who share a professional relationship with you. Get involved with LinkedIn groups. Request a referral to the position you're seeking. If one of your connections works at the hiring company, you can contact the job poster, following the company's LinkedIn page and engaging with content that you post on your LinkedIn page. So this is what we have covered today. So the first one is business ethics and social media, the do's and don'ts of what to do and what not to do with social media, and keeping your professional and personal social media profiles separate. So keeping work and personal life separate. Why we use social media for business, how it's going to help you engage more employers and get the very best out of your job search experience, how to start and create your LinkedIn profile, why LinkedIn is a valuable tool, and how to utilize LinkedIn for your job search. So I know we covered a lot today in such a short period of time, but that's the amazing thing about LinkedIn is you could do so much with it now. They have expanded it and updated it over the years to allow you to do so much with it to get the most out of your job search and out of your professional career. And that's the beauty of, like I mentioned, of social media and the world we live in with the internet. So definitely utilize all these bullet points covered today to your advantage. So that completes our LinkedIn and social media training today. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you are a veteran and living in the Indianapolis, Indiana area and need assistance with employment, contact us at HVAF. That is our address right there, but you can reach out to us at 317-951-0688. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for your service, and if you are a family member, I want to thank you for your service as a spouse or child as well. Your service to this country has been deeply appreciated and very well respected. So thank you very much, and I hope everybody enjoyed the presentation.